In order to bring discipline, you must make the primaries clean.
However, although Museveni is excited about the positive response from party supporters and members towards the structural elections, the matter of hooliganism and violence was not left out during this media engagement.
Then we are asking, as the head of the conclave of the NRM party, as the chairperson, are you aware that violence has become party and parcel to this exercise?
Well, I don't have I have not been monitoring the whole country. Let me monitor first, then I will be able to comment. But the whole thing is about people understanding the role of leadership. Because as I've told you, I was here leading these people with my colleagues, the students, leaders, in the 1960s, who were not members of parliament.
Indeed, the journalists pushed him hard on this matter.
As a party chairperson, when are you trying at least to superintend over your party members so that this election is not about a do or die game?
Now, if you come with a motive of yourself, either to be a leader or to be a leader and get a big position, then you are, that's how you think it's like a matter of life and death. Life and death for what? Because you are Ulumsawo Oyamba, you are helping the people to get out of their problems. Like this time when we were telling them, some were listening to us, some were not listening, but we didn't mind, we just passed the message. Why should I fight with anybody for that? There will be those of wrong motives will either learn or they will be exposed.
Robert Nyango, UBC News.
President Yoweri Museveni has rolled out affordable loan packages aimed at improving the livelihoods of market vendors and border riders. Speaking on behalf of the president at Kalera Market on Friday, Senior Presidential Advisor Moses Byarahanga launched the initiative, which will be implemented through the Microfinance Support Center. Under the new Katale loan scheme, vendors can borrow with no collateral, no registration fees, and a low interest rate of just 88% per annum, meaning a 1 million shilling loan attracts only 80,000 shillings in interest annually. Now, border riders will also benefit from tailored loans, allowing them to pay just 7.2 million shillings for a motorcycle worth 6 million, fully insured and with no GPS deposit required. Byarahanga warned KCCA enforcement officers against harassing vendors and called on the public to record any unlawful confiscation of goods. He also clarified that homeowners not renting or doing business on their property should not pay property tax. He additionally, Kalera women vendors, SACCO and market luggage carriers each received a 5 million shilling boost, with further pledges met to support the Kawempe Boxing Club. Meanwhile, President Yoweri Museveni has eulogized former Liberator and Army representative in the 6th Parliament, retired Colonel Tony Ogwalo Toa, represented by Senior Presidential Advisor Dr. Rakana Rugunda. President Museveni says Uganda remains indebted to the unwavering contributions of the Colonel, a patriot, a great leader, and a true voice of the people.
A solemn farewell in Lirat district as Uganda bid goodbye to a decorated soldier, a statesman, and a cultural figure, retired Colonel Tono Toa. Representing the president at the burial, Dr. Rakana Rugunda delivered a powerful eulogy honoring Otoa's decades of service to the nation.
I have learned with great sadness the news of the passing on of Colonel Tony Otoa. I extend heartfelt condolences to the Lango Cultural Institution and all the people of Lango upon the loss of a great citizen and a great leader. Today, the nation mourns the demise of a great and committed patriot leader representing UPDF in the 6th Parliament and in many other respects.
Otoa was among the soldiers who fought to host Idi Amin. He served in the army, parliament and culture with a distinction.
And we shall remain indebted to his outstanding contributions towards upholding culture in Lango Cultural Institution, where he diligently served until his death.
President Museveni also extended 10 million shillings to support the bereaved family.
His interesting freedom days with the Tipospa room were very interesting because what he fought for were the ideals of a good nation. Thank you very much to the UPDF. You have honored the old man the way he would have loved to be honored.
During the funeral mass, Vicar General Reverend Father Innocent Valento Pio described Otoa as a man who lived and preached peace.
St. John of the Cross tells us that in the evening of life, we will be judged by love.
His Highness Dr. Engineer Moses Michael Odonkune, the Paramount Chief of Lango, announced that April 11th, a date close to Otoa's heart, will now be commemorated annually in his honor. The chief also called for the return of bodies of slain children who died in the liberation fight and for recognition and compensation for those who fought during the Kikosi Malum struggle.
Tanzania.
Retired Colonel Tono Toa, who represented the army in Uganda's 6th Parliament, was laid to rest with full military honors, including a 24-gun salute. Ediulwa, UBC News.
Now, security leaders of West Nile and Bunyoro in Uganda, and Bunyoro in Uganda and Mahagi territory in DRC have held strategic meetings aimed at fostering peace, unity and security in the two neighboring countries. According to security chiefs from the two sides, peace across the border remains a big factor for the spirit of Pan-Africanism. This was during the conclusion of a series of cross-border meetings between leaders of Uganda and DRC, being spearheaded by the Deputy Director General of the Internal Security Organization in charge of West Nile and Eastern DRC, Lieutenant General Edi Taban, and Kano Disanoa Laola Jakiz, the administrator of Mahagi territory.
Security chiefs in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo and their counterparts of Uganda have agreed on a promotion of peaceful coexistence between citizens of the Democratic Republic of Congo and Uganda in championing peace in the two countries. This was on Monday during the signing of communique in Mahagi town in a bid to strengthen cross-border security between the two countries. Signing of the joint cross-border communique at Mahagi town of DRC was spearheaded by the Deputy Director General of Internal Security Organization in charge of West Nile and Eastern Congo, Lieutenant General Edi Taban, who led the Ugandan delegation, and Canon Disanua Lalua Jakiz, the administrator of Mahagi territory, who led the Congolese delegation.
When I came back here before, on our Congo side, it was very worse.
So
When Ugandans cross this side in Congo, problem, barriers.
Mais baada tubandiri réunion na Lieutenant General Gouverneur ya Ituri.
But when we started the meeting with Lieutenant General Johnny Lubaka, who's the governor of Ituri province,
Tubandaki na Aru.
We started in Aru. We went to Ariwara. We came back to Arua. We are now in Mahagi. Before Mahagi, we were in Nebi. all that is looking for peace.
According to Lieutenant General Idi Taban, there is a need to educate citizens from both sides to understand the importance of coexistence as a tool to peace between DRC and Uganda.
We have to educate and give educations to our people here, telling them that they have to bear their mind that they have their brothers in Uganda. If there is any challenge, any issue regarding maybe their safety or what and so on, let them report to us, and we have to do the same also. And then the populations observe that authorities are together working jointly. They will feel that we have to be one also like our authorities.
The in charge of the Mahagi liaison sector, Catherine Akumu Mavenjina, appreciated the collaboration between the presidents of Uganda and DRC for the initiatives they have created for peace in communities.
I want to add my voice in thanking both him and President Tshisekedi for really thinking seriously about peace, security, and development in our two countries. I must say, for a very, very long time, we have depended on one another in terms of trade, in terms of joy, and would like our good relations to continue.
Canon de Sanoa Lalua Jakiz, the administrator of Mahagi territory, reaffirmed his commitment for good relations existing between the two presidents of Uganda and the DRC.
N'attendons pas qu'il y ait des problèmes pour entrer en contact avec nos frères.
Yeah, means there is no need to wait that an issue be erased or an issue appears or cut. No, we have to get to be in touch at each and every time so that we can be able sharing all our ideas on the mechanism, on the strategies to set up. And that will make us, make the team to be able to address small things which can affect our relationship.
The communique focused on cross-border security, countering cross-border crimes, cooperation of immigration, and promotion of cross-border trade, among others. Joseph Odama, UBC News.
And two candidates have been nominated to contest for the FDC presidential flag bearer position by the party electoral commission. Candidates include incumbent Patrick Muriatoboy and the current party secretary general Nandala Mafabi. Both were nominated on Wednesday at the FDC headquarters in Janankombi. 4 other aspirants who had picked up nomination forms failed to show up for the exercise after failing to pay the nomination fee, 5 million shillings.
It was a busy day at FDC headquarters in Najanakumpi on Wednesday, as supporters gathered to cheer on their preferred presidential flag bearers. The first candidate to be nominated was the incumbent Patrick Oboy Amuriat at around 3 p.m. after presenting proof of payment of 5 million shillings and his academic documents. Amuriat, an engineer by profession, praised the FDC as the only party in Uganda that truly embraces democracy.
I stand here today as a proud candidate belonging to this political organization that has not only challenged the NRM, that is the governing party, but also other political parties in the opposition.
He also called for peaceful internal political process, noting that he and Mafabi have worked together for a long time.
We have also agreed that whoever wins in this election, the other one who would have lost will offer support that winner.
Amuriat further criticized the media for biased reporting during the 2021 general elections and urged for balanced coverage as the 2026 elections approach.
And in speaking to the media, I am going to be as candid with you as possible. You were not good to us in the election of 2021.
The second candidate to be nominated was the current FDC Secretary General Nandala Mafabi. Nandala, an accountant by profession, emphasized the need for a new leadership in this country, challenging the incumbent Amuriat.
But I'll talk about one first. My big brother, Ingini Amuriat, Poa. He's our party president. I have all respect for him. I am his twin brother. But always in this case, like this war, you must send the younger one to run faster to pick the items.
Acting FDC President Caps Fungaro and party chairman Jack Sabit appealed for a peaceful internal campaign process to avoid division within the party.
I would like, therefore, to give you the highest level of assurance that the party called the FDC has stabilized and it is ready to take charge of Uganda and form the next government.
Some people come as a joke and they disorganize the whole system. Therefore, I wish the candidates to handle themselves properly.
3 other aspirants who had picked nomination forms last week did not appear for nominations. Meanwhile, another aspirant, Dan Masiko, showed up without proof of payment or the required documents. The nominated candidates, Amuriat and Mafabi, will now begin consultative meetings with the FDC supporters ahead of the delegates' conference scheduled for July 31st. Philip Aguta and Helen Kizamba for UBC News in Kampala.
And we got a Central Member of Parliament, Richard Sebamala, wants the Democratic Party to provide accountability for the nomination fees for the candidates of DP top leadership. Sebamala says the set 10 million shillings is meant to lock out several aspirants, especially the youth who would love to seek for positions in DP. Sebamala is one of the candidates who want to succeed Norbert Mao as the President General of DP.
The leaders that we are going to provide from Democratic Party today are going to be the leaders that are going to go for the presidential elections, the member of parliament positions, the councillors, and everyone. So the people we are going to give cards are going to be a direct reflection of what is going on in the Democratic Party today. So it is important that at this time we tell you the step-by-step procedures that we are taking in order to make sure that we give you quality from Democratic Party. First and foremost, I'm aggrieved by the fees, exorbitant fees that were charged by the Electoral Commission. We have always blamed the NRM for the 3 million for members of parliament and the 20 million for the presidential candidate. But today, Democratic Party, that doesn't even have a single business, that has not even tried to get its own members jobs in government, is charging 10 million for a presidential candidate, 5 million for a secretary general, 5 million for a chairman, 5 million for a vice president, 1 million, 1.5 million for publicity secretary. How will the youth participate in this? We have gentlemen from the universities, we have gentlemen from all walks of life that do not have money that can pay for these kind of positions. So that was discriminatory. Mr. Mao has been around for 15 years. I don't think there were no presidents before him. And I don't think he thinks that there will not be anyone after him. And I would want him to show us his levels of unification that he has done. If you went to all the elders in the east, in the north, he was in Tororo, he was in Lango, he was in West Nile. All of the elders were telling him, you know, this what you did, we don't even understand. We are here as a party that checks government, a party that sits and represents the lowest, the marginalized society. Today he's talking of the door that brings in members is very wide, and the one that exits members is wide. You can enter and leave at your will. Is that what the Democratic Party stands for?
We shall meet in court. This is the message from the former leader of opposition, Mathias Mpuuga, to the National Unity Platform. Mpuuga is to consider court redress after Kyagulanyi, while addressing a press conference on Tuesday, accused the latter of orchestrating the recent case dubbed Kijambia, which witnessed the detention of members of parliament, including Alan Sewanyana and the late Mohamed Segirinya. Mpuuga responded to the claims, describing them as baseless and actions to divert the populace from the main struggle for change.
The political bickering between the former leader of opposition, Mathias Mpuuga, and National Unity Platform party leader Robert Kyagulanyi is yet to reach its climax.
The task given to Mr. Kyagulanyi, I am responsible for all the problems in this universe.
The public has been rendered as seeker-searchers in the hide-and-seek game between the two political idols.
He speaks, and then he looks like a village drunkard. You're like, this is the man I so much wanted to work with. I feel sorry for him, seriously. I feel very, very sympathetic to him. I don't know. Whoever can help this young man, please do.
Robert Kyagulanyi on Tuesday addressed a press conference at NUP offices in Kavule, linking his former deputy Mathias Mpuuga to the detention of MPs including Alan Sewanyana and the late Mohamed Segirinya in the Bijambia case in Masaka district.
Mwami Segirinya Mohamed bwe nagenda nga mukomera nga Mr. President tukuwa ekitiibwa tetwagala kutobera abakulembeze botuwadde naye omumyuka we atusiba. Byenjogera Honorable Sewanyana bya bulimbo babituufu.
Waliwo ekitatambula bulungi, kirabika abakulembeze naddala abaka bava e Masaka babimanyi ku bintu bino okutusinga. Waliyo Honorable Mpuuga, ne wabeerayo Honorable Bwanika, waliyo Honorable Nakabuye, waliyo Honorable Kayemba Solo, waliyo ababaka abalala bangi, naye ng'okusinga yali atukulembera mu Parliament ebiseera ebyo yali Honorable Mathias Mpuuga.
Mpuuga is not ready to become a punching bag.
We must collect ourselves, return to the agenda. Don't get intimidated by abuses and insults. I have been abused, insulted. My family abused and insulted for more than 2 years.
Danyendo Mukungwe Masaka MP was last seen publicly chatting with Robert Kyagulanyi in church, a gesture which was deemed as the beginning of the journey to mend their disagreement.
Yeah, we were in church. It was not a concert. It's in church we meet all sorts of people. And when I meet you in church, and before service or after service, I greet you. That's okay.
After his fallout with NUP, Mpuuga recently launched a political platform dubbed Democratic Alliance. However, the spirits of his former political party, NUP, are still haunting him.
For us to be able to settle some of these issues, Mr. Kyagulanyi, Mr. Sewanyana and the ilk, we shall meet in court. Probably they will help court and the families that are demanding for justice to go and tell court what they know. Because they seem to know a bit about what happened in Masaka.
Daniel Mugoya, Gloria Gwitabinji, UBC News.
site wali yakapia MTN kabode super mustairo mpia then you kabode smartphone nebya kabibiona MTN kabode super mustairo mpia then you kabode smartphone nebya kabibiona.
Get the new Kabode Super smartphone and enjoy 16 GB free. Start with a deposit of only 45,000 Uganda shillings and pay the rest mpora in daily installments of less than 1K. You can also make weekly and monthly installments. Together, our vibes are unstoppable. Terms and conditions apply. MTN. MTN is regulated by Uganda Communications Commission.
Nze mbonipa Sam nazanya Ruto ganyiga star 278 then hash ujja kubanga oyingire mu kazanyo nga sente zino zimula wano zina wangu zino wano milioni 10 kinalamu mukaga ebindi wana soka bila ku TV nange sasoka kikiriza ninga mulaye kino kinzo kubanga kitufu oba yaddala tibya bufere sente zona zifunye zona zikoze ki naziwangudde amasanyu ina mangi byoto byange byembadde njagala genda bitukiriza.
Uganda National Lottery. Dream, play, win.
Participants must be 18 years or older. Play responsibly. The Uganda National Lottery is operated by Ituba Uganda and regulated by the National Lotteries and Gaming Regulator.
All right, let's settle now. Colocate is on a mission. It makes our gums happy and our teeth strong. See? We're moving forward and making changes.
It's kind of a big thing.
Colgate Herbal uses traditional nature's herbs and combines it with Colgate Science for healthy gums and strong teeth. And we'll leave no smile behind.
Step into a world of excellence, comfort and pride with Royal Foam Furniture, crafted to perfection right here in Uganda. We bring you state-of-the-art living room furniture and bedding products at affordable prices. Our wide variety of mattresses include orthopedic, pillow top, spring mattresses suitable for institutions like hotels and many others for home comfort. With every piece telling a story of royal excellence, our products are built with the highest quality materials made to last. Experience royalty with Royal Foam Furniture, proudly made in Uganda, so buy Uganda and build Uganda. Visit our showrooms at Ginger Road, Chambogo Junction, Bukota Chisasi Road, and on Victoria Mall, Entebbe, on the first floor.
Welcome back. You are still watching News Tonight. A devastating fire broke out at Mizirango supermarket in Busega near the Shell petrol station and adjacent to Busega roundabout. The blaze raged for nearly 8 hours, destroying a significant amount of property. Police firefighters, assisted by local volunteers, worked tirelessly to contain and eventually extinguish the flames. Exact cause of the fire remains under investigation.
department, especially police, to add on, full conformity with the kind of service and the rescue that has been undertaken by the residents themselves and the police department. But of course, we need more help. Currently, jam is also affecting police, as in trying to deliver water here. But also, we need more facilitations in terms of water hydrants. So currently, we are also involved in the rescue process.
The LC1 NRM primary elections in Rubirizi district have been conducted successfully despite few cases that have been registered. According to the chairperson, National Resistance Movement Electoral Commission, Dr. Tanga Odoi, the elections were free and fair.
LC1 NRM elections in Rubirizi district have been concluded peacefully, though some few cases were registered.
And what we need to do is just to organize the party better, to organize some of these elections better. We test the register. It was a baraza for registers. We audited the registers. Those dead ones have been struck off. Those who migrated have been struck off. They now belong to different villages. At the end, we shall have what can be used for primaries for MPs.
Rubirizi district did not conduct elections yesterday due to Katerera market, which pulls many people from different places of the country that would disrupt the election process. According to Nwamanya Mafias, the NRM district registrar Rubirizi said that the few registered cases would not stop them from processing with the elections.
Omuntu atwina karuru yateza akaruru ka chairman LC1 furaga beara abukuba yashanga abukuteza structures bazitizi.
Dr. Tangodoi noted that Ugandans impressed the LC1 NRM elections due to various government programs like parish development model, which has helped in fighting poverty and also enhancement of security in the entire country.
The past polling station where we were is that the current chairman was being out-competed with so many others. So it was a do or die because he's a PDM Bodo farmer who was visited by the president.
On the issue of Chanya Ibanda Town Council in Busongora County north of Kasese district, where the registrar did not produce the voters register, he noted that quick arrangements are underway to ensure the polls are quickly conducted in those areas that never voted yesterday. Bob Tumwesije, one of those who won the LC1 NRM elections, thanked his electorate for putting trust in him and promised them effective representation if voted at the general election.
And Lawrence Owongo has been declared a winner of the NRM LC1 chairperson for Old Camp Swahili Village in South Division, Boroto Municipality. This after defeating Kadi Mohammed Akida with 197 votes against 176.
Lawrence Owongo has been declared a winner for the NRM LC1 chairperson for Old Camp Swahili Village in Moroto Municipality after scoring 197 votes against 176 votes of Akida Mohammed Lokore, the district Kadi of Karamoja. Yesterday, the voting exercise was cancelled after Akida Mohammed Lokore's camp was not contented with the exercise. Esther Sagal is the presiding officer for the Old Camp Swahili Chin village.
The election was cut in the middle. I didn't complete the counting because the opponents, the side of Mohammed, carried their candidate before the counting was done.
Today's rerun was conducted at Kakodye Muslim Primary School amidst heightened security. Only people whose names were in the Yellow Book register of the NRM were allowed to enter and exercise their constitutional right to vote the leader of their choice. Here, not even rain could scare the voters outside and inside. They all braved under the heavy downpour. Despite the stiff competition, Lawrence Owongo managed to carry the day with a thin victory margin.
Lokure obtained 176 votes, and then Wango Lawrence obtained 197 votes. leading him to be the NRM flag bearer for Kamswanchin village.
Akida was not satisfied with the outcomes of the election, citing ferrying of voters from other villages in Moroto district.
I don't want to petition, but this one is weakening us, the NRM. Yes, because they're collecting people from outside to come and vote in my place. They are not our true residents. They are not our residents.
Start with them at the gate, verifying everybody who comes in. Yes.
There's no importation. We had the register. You could clearly see that those who are not in the register could not vote.
Owongo attributed his victory to the people who showed up to vote for him.
I thank my supporters for having dared the rain to make sure that
the NRM electoral returning officer in charge of Karamoja sub-region made his observations about the voting trend in the region despite a few hiccups in the voting process.
Yet oversee the exercise and make sure that the rest of these residual elections are clear. And I'm happy we have conducted this peacefully and happily, and you have seen people have gone comfortable and jubilating, and those even who lost have accepted and conceded that this thing was done peacefully. It is a free and fair election.
I'm Nafka Farida and Moriniga.
And with that, we take a short break. When we return, more details.
Mukasa, where are you going with the family? Oh no.
We are on our way to the polling station. The Electoral Commission is displaying the National Voters Register. And I need to make sure my name is on it. And Sophie here wants to confirm her voter details. We are all warming up for elections.
What about these young men? I can see you.
These ones are no longer boys. They are now men. Last election, they were too young to vote. But now, they are ready to vote.
Mukasa, you have really inspired me. Now let me also go home and pick my wife so that we can check the details in the register. Okay. See you on the polling station.
The National Voters Register will be displayed at your polling station from 25th April to 15th May 2025. Please do not miss this chance to confirm your polling station and your voter details. Report the dead for removal from the register and those who appear more than once. Every vote matters. This message is brought to you by the Electoral Commission of Uganda.
When you want to relax your body and refresh your mind, welcome to Hotel La Confidential, Aroa's premier destination for luxury and comfort. The only hotel in Aroa City offering a serene atmosphere, breathtaking scenery. Come and discover our exclusive wellness club with packages that include a fully equipped gym, a rejuvenating sauna, steam bath, and a great sky blue swimming pool. For events, our state-of-art conference halls and versatile event spaces are perfect for hosting shows, wedding receptions, birthdays, and more. Come and enjoy our cinema hall and unisex saloon, all designed to meet your entertainment and grooming needs. Bring your family and let your kids splash around in our beautiful Kids Water Park. We are located on Aroa Pakwachi Highway in the heart of Aroa City. Don't wait. Visit us on www.hotelconfidential.com or call us on 0761 688 181.
Life in Uganda today comes with so many uncertainties.
Where will Madam get Kameza if I get an accident and can't work? If anything happens to me, what will Junior eat?
Kale Musa is still in the hospital. Guy is missing a lot of money here.
With a monthly payment of only 3,000 shillings off your Equity personal account for Equi-Life Insurance, you will be entitled to 50,000 shillings hospital cash per night spent in a registered facility, up to 20 nights every year. And your family will receive 3 million shillings in case of your death. Visit your nearest Equity agent to sign up today or call 0312 327 000 for assistance.
Now in business news, power blackouts continue to sabotage production in Uganda's industrial sector, with Tian Tang Group not being exceptional. Investors decry losses incurred as a result, accusing Uganda Electricity Distribution Company Limited of not doing enough to end their suffering. This was during an investors' baraza at Tian Tang Group in Mbalala, Mukono, where both UEDCL and State Minister for Investment and Privatization, Evelyn Anite, assured investors of government commitment towards addressing their challenges.
There may have been other concerns, but top among them was the challenge of power outages. It is an encounter that cuts across all industrial parks in the country.
They're expecting you to deliver crushed stones, but you cannot provide it in time because there is no constant supply of power.
Each time when a power fluctuation happens, the machine gets damaged and the material spoil.
UEDCL has come in, it is the same crisis. We are in real-time challenges.
It took an explanation from the electricity distribution body for the investors' nerves to calm.
We've already accessed $74 million, and this is going to be invested in the network, and all this is for purposes of improving the reliability on the network and improving the availability of power.
Relevant departments and agencies of government were present to give insight into concerns by the investors.
In January, there was a raid throughout Namande. People were arrested if they were if they didn't have a copy of their work permit on their phones. There is a company called Power Tank that's right next to us. The CEO was arrested because he had come in with a visitor's visa.
These were all answered.
You investors, you know yourself because I know you and you know that I know. I am your friend because I am the parish priest to make sure that you are happy here. But don't make the life difficult for the country that is making it easy for you. Why we need you in Uganda is to do value addition, do knowledge transfer. You make money, we make money. But now, you're offloading your citizens on us.
Our appetite as a board is to see a critical mass, to create a critical mass of local entrepreneurs.
The minister, who had listened in silence while taking notes, pledged commitment towards addressing these concerns.
There is no money that is enough. That's why it has to be decent. It will be very bad for you to pay them 3,000, 2,000 per day or 5,000. That is very obscene.
Anite was also concerned about the earlier challenge of power outages, promising to take it up.
The money is available to them, they would be able to address the issues of power outages. Otherwise, the investors are crying and saying that Omeme was bad, but UEDCL was worse. But I need to tell them that that is not true. UEDCL is just 1 month, and they should give them the time to resolve the teething problems, inherit the system, and improve the system of making reliable electricity to our industrialists.
The Investors Baraza was meant to bring together all investors in the area for their concerns to be heard, something which was achieved. Henry Okrut, UBC.
The Uganda National Bureau of Standards, UNBS, in a partnership with the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development and the National Renewable Energy Platform, has convened a one-day sensitization workshop targeting micro, small and medium enterprises operating in the clean cooking technologies and fuel subsector. The workshop was held at UNBS headquarters in Boyogirire.
Transitioning to clean cooking is one of the most effective ways we can improve the well-being of our citizens, particularly women and children.
The event aimed to combat the growing influx of substandard clean cooking products on the market that pose serious health, safety and economic risks to consumers. This initiative aligns with the UNBSC's mandate to protect the public from poor quality goods.
We have a testing facility that will allow us to test these products and to confirm that they meet those requirements. So it is a service that is available to those who are able to import products that we are not making here, but to those who also decide to make the products from here or assemble them if they are dealing with electrical items, they will be able to do that and we will be able to offer certification.
We have a new target of certifying in the next 5 years over 2,500 SMEs. And surely that way we will reduce the informal economy, we will broaden our tax base, we will create more jobs through those SMEs.
With more Ugandans adopting clean cooking solutions such as pressure cookers, gas and improved stoves, there is increasing concern over opportunistic traders flooding the market with unsatisfied products. These products often lack safety guarantees and come with no warranty or traceability.
A product that is put on the market without that, of course, it will work because the consumer doesn't differentiate. For him, we will just use it, but the mistakes that might come out or the risks will be received by the user. So UNBS, we are working with UNBS to ensure that our company members, our members, begin putting into consideration the issue of standards.
Stakeholders caution the public against purchasing clean cooking products from unauthorized distributors, especially those without permanent business addresses or satisfaction, highlighting the lack of consumer recourse if the products fail.
We can't afford to have products out there that are going to cause a problem to the consumers. We cannot have products available that will make somebody sick or worst case even cause them to die.
Participants, many of whom were visiting the standards body for the first time, were also given a guided tour of UNBSC's internationally accredited laboratories where product testing and satisfaction are carried out to ensure safety and compliance. Lydia Chomkama and Juma Nsamba for UBC News.
Away from business news, the ancient and solemn tradition of the Papal conclave is now once again underway as 100. I'm sorry about that. Let's get into Busega Commissioner as the URA Commissioner answers some of your questions.
Busega Commissioner.
In construction of Busega Mpigi Expressway, nsobola kumanya tini yange, it's also in Uganda, bwekola wano. Mukasa Ronald in Mpigi, currently working with China Civil Engineering Construction Corporation. So Mwami Mukasa, congratulations olw'okufuna omulimu ne kampani eno etuzimbira oluguudo lwaffe olwa Mpigi Busega Express Highway, ate n'okufaayo nnyo kwagala kutegeera tiini yo ekola etya. Kati Mwami Mukasa bw'ogenda ku poto yaffe, poto ye website yaffe, n'oteekamu www.ura.go.ug. Bo typingamu that URL eja kuteeka ku poto yaffe eya Uganda Revenue Authority. Kati bw'ogenda ku poto ojja kulabawo section eya your account. Kati clickinga ku your account oteekemu erinnya lyo ne password. Bw'oba tonafuna bisabire waawo ogambe nti ndi mupya, tukuweereze erinnya lyo ne password. Kati bw'omala kuyingira awo oba oyingidde mu profile yoyo ku poto yaffe, buli taxpayer yena abeerawo n'aka section ke akabeeramu ensonga ze ez'omusolo. Teri asobola kutunulamu ekuggyako ng'alina password yo ne username yo. So bw'oba oyingidde mu space eyo ojja kulaba option eya tax statement. Bw'oklikinga ku tax statement ng'omaze kuyingirira mu tiini yo ne password yo, ojja kulaba statement yo y'omusolo. So ejja kukulaga nti tiini yeeno osasuddeko omusolo bwe guti, tax head bweti. Bw'oba osasula pay as you earn kati nga bw'olina omulimo ojja kulaba ssente meka kampuni zeekuggyako buli mwezi nga zijja ku musolo gwo. Bw'oba olina bizinesi endala nayo ojja kulaba statement yo eya bizinesi yo gy'okola olabe ssente meka z'osasudde. So webale Mukasa okwagala kutegeera ebifa ku musolo gwo kiki ky'osasudde. N'olwekyo bw'ogendawo ojja kulaba statement eyo, naye password yo gikume bulungi kubanga eyo yekuweereza access okulaba ensonga zo ez'omusolo.
Buza Commissioner.
And on the international scene, the ancient and solemn tradition of the Papal conclave is once again underway as 133 cardinal electors from across the globe gather in the Sistine Chapel to elect a new pope, the spiritual leader of over 1.4 billion Catholics worldwide. This momentous event follows the passing of Pope Francis on 21st of April at the age of 88 after a 12-year papacy marked by reform and compassion.
The conclave officially commenced this Wednesday, exactly 16 days after Pope Francis' death, in line with Vatican tradition. The cardinal electors began the day with a solemn mass before entering strict seclusion, surrendering all communication devices and taking bind oaths of secrecy.
The command echoes, the great doors unlock. Conclave. This is the conclave. Total isolation. No phones, no news, just the cardinals. Guided, they believe, by the Holy Spirit.
For more than 8 centuries, this sacred process has remained virtually unchanged, taking place behind locked doors, grounded in prayer, tradition, and the casting of sacred ballots.
Everybody here is bound by secrecy. The cooks, the cleaning staff, and especially the cardinals themselves, to protect the sanctity and integrity of what is about to happen.
The Electoral College, made up of 133 cardinals under the age of 80, must reach a 2/3+1 majority to elect the next pope. Voting starts with 1 round on the first day, followed by up to 4 ballots daily. Should 3 days pass without consensus, the process is paused for a day of prayer and informal dialogue among the cardinals. This rule was born out of history, the longest conclave, held from 1268 to 1271 in Viterbo, Italy, lasted nearly 3 years due to political deadlock.
We used to run, but most of the time we were running away from something. But nowadays, everything seems different. People still run, but they are running towards something. They run to test their limits, to break new records. And when we do it right, we inspire others.
The inaugural Coffee Marathon, uplifting rural coffee women, 24th May at Africa Coffee Park, Ntungamo.
Come, let us run.
To register, dial *217 *413 #. Choose option 4. Or scan the event QR code or visit the website to choose the race options. Brought to you by Inspire Africa Group.
This May 24th is the grand finale of the Pearl of Africa Tourism Expo 2025. Festival Day at Speed Resort Munyonyo. Experience a vibrant mix of music, dance, fashion, art, a fun-filled kids section, and an epic boat regatta on Lake Victoria. Live on stage, Luthri, Winnie Nwaji, Abeka Band, Otim Alpha, Suna Ben, Shilaga Shumba, Salvador, Alideki Brian, Crane Performers, and more. General tickets go for 20k and VIP for 50k. Get yours now at tagticketing.com. What a festival day. Celebrate culture, celebrate Uganda. Don't miss it.
And on sports, the Uganda Tennis Open, the premier tennis tournament held in Uganda, has today been launched with an expansion that includes wheelchair, junior and veteran categories of both genders. The event that will take place in Kampala between the 10th and 24th of May hopes to attract over 200 players from Africa and beyond. It also announced a new title sponsor.
The 2025 Uganda Tennis Open will be hosted at the Lugogo Tennis Complex and Kampala Club Limited from the 10th to 24th May 2025. The tournament will be played in singles and doubles for men and women in 3 categories: juniors, pro event and senior veterans. A new twist to the event since its inception.
There's quite a number of series which are going to take place. We have the Veterans Tournament, which is starting on the 10th at Kampala Club. We have the Juniors Tournament starting also on the 10th at Lugogo Tennis Complex. And we also have the Open, what we mean the pros, which is going to start on the 19th of May this year. But this year we also have something different. We are bringing back wheelchair tennis. We are introducing wheelchair tennis onto the national circuit. So we have introduced a complete section of players for those kids who are disadvantaged or who have deformity in any way, to also be able to play tennis. And this is in conformity with the International Tennis Federation, which encourages nobody to be left behind during the course of in playing the sport of tennis.
This year's edition of the Uganda Open will have a Ugandan tournament referee, Charles Wanyama, for the first time in history.
So I'm excited to be the referee for the first time, but it comes with challenges, but not much, because I've just come from the referee school in Pretoria in February this year, so I should be able to practice what I learned and what I've been doing through. I've been doing the tournaments in Kampala for Davis Cup qualifiers and the schools and the university, so it's something which I'm capable of providing to my country.
The tournament also welcomes a new title sponsor this season, Kansai Plascon.
You all know that tennis is one of the biggest global sports disciplines, but in Uganda it's quite underrated. But with the arrangements that you see they have put in place, I think the future is bright. The trajectory is quite good. We have looked at the few things they have done in a very short time, like the grassroots.
And St. Mary's Chitende continues its dominance in the ongoing Uganda Secondary Schools Games with a clear win against Bugisu SS. Chitende, together with the Standard High Zana, are the powerhouse of the games, winning their second games of the tournament. The games ongoing in the northern part of the country attract the best schools in Uganda. The games played, Musa Mitiana defeated St. Louis Chegowe 4-0. Lakeside defeated Grama on day 2. President of the Games, Justus Mugisha, believes that they are the breed of talent of top clubs in the country.
Players and everybody concerned in our championship is for transparency. If you have any information concerning any player, help us, bring it to us ahead of time so that it can help us in our effort and in our vision to make sure that only the rightful players who are bona fide and of the right age play in our championship. Thank you so much.
We've played our first game against Garama. It wasn't an easy game. Still, for us, for starters, We've made very many mistakes, but we've come back in the second half and we've tried to rectify and got the winning goals. We shall build on that.
I feel good, I feel confident, and I'm looking forward towards the next game to score more and more. My target is to be the top scorer of this tournament.
And that does it for News Tonight. Thank you for sticking with us. Elizabeth Nakakoni on Sign Language. I am Rhoda Ngonzi. Have yourselves a lovely night.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Mikolo Business Expo 2025 inekomyewo wakati w'ennaku z'omwezi mwenda paka 11 Mei Lugogo Wooma Showgrounds event service providers n'aba business endala zonna mwandibaddemu eyuna Mikolo Business Expo 2025 emidaala giri ku mitwalo 6 eno bronze mitwalo 8 ku silver ate gold yakakadde kalamba kogata platinum yakamu kitundu okuyingira Mikolo Business Expo 2025 kwa 15 zokka kati wosasula omudaala osasulidde ekifo tenti emmeeza entebe 2 kogata amasannyalaze ne security n'omuyimbi saha okumanya ebisingawo kuba 0701 620 292 oba 0776 620 292 biteeddwa mu ssente Photogenics Limited, Lean Events, Crane Performers, Chabasa Pharma, BBS Telefina, UBC, Rosie Roots, City Bridals, Joyce Sonko Textiles, Channel Ladies Choice, Njuvu Estates, Junico Rio Deco, Victory Travel Center, Tender Gardens, Eco Farm Pharmacy, Mikolo Magazine, ne Pepsi.
Techno and MTN. Together, our flash snap is unstoppable. Grab the Techno Camon 40 series and get free 9 GB of MTN data, valid for 3 months. Don't wait. Get your Techno Camon 40 today at Techno stores and MTN outlets. MTN is regulated by the Uganda Communications Commission.
Amazina ganje Inyetekwa Seruhanga John Bosco Ninduga mu district ya Rukungiri byo muhanguzi wa miliyoni 18 na Uganda National Rotary nzahangwire urwo mu kuzana star 278 hash ngafuna message eriko ka mu muhanguzi nashemererwa konka nabaza kugira ngo nediye bafere sente ziriyo zona bakaziteka ngo nazihangwire.
Uganda National Lottery. Dream, play, win.
Participants must be 18 years or older. Play responsibly. The Uganda National Lottery is operated by Ituba Uganda and regulated by the National Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory Board.
We used to run, but most of the time we were running away from something. But nowadays, everything seems different. People still run, but they are running towards something. They run to test their limits, to break new records. And when we do it right, we inspire others.
The inaugural Coffee Marathon, uplifting rural coffee women, 24th May at Africa Coffee Park, Ntungamo.
Come, let us run.
To register, dial *217 *413 hash. Choose option 4. Or scan the event QR code or visit the website to choose the race options. Brought to you by Inspire Africa Group.
A smile that is white, fresh and beautiful is a smile to be proud of. Discover new Colgate White and Fresh for the whole family with high quality and an incredible price.
Hey, Okero. Hey, Kajambo. Mukasa. Where are you going with the family?
Oh no.
Hey.
We are on our way to the polling station. The Electoral Commission is displaying the National Voters Register. And I need to make sure my name is on it.
Oh.
And Sophie here wants to confirm her voter details. We are all warming up for elections together.
What about these young men? I can see you.
These ones are no longer boys. They are now men. Last election, they were too young to vote. But now, they are ready to vote.
Mukasa, you have really inspired me. Now let me also go home and pick my wife so that we can check the details in the register. Okay. See you at the polling station.
The National Voters Register will be displayed at your polling station from 25th April to 15th May 2025. Please do not miss this chance to confirm your polling station and your voter details. Report the dead for removal from the register and those who appear more than once. Every vote matters. This message is brought to you by the Electoral Commission of Uganda.
Hi, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Oh, just a second. Where is your tax clearance certificate? You don't seem to have a tax clearance certificate, do you?
Oh no, I haven't filed my returns.
Sorry, we can't proceed without it. Can we bring in another bidder now?
Next.
Opportunities don't wait. Avoid penalties and interest by filing and paying your taxes before June 30th, 2025. Call our toll-free number or WhatsApp for help.
Uganda Revenue Authority. Developing Uganda together. UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Welcome to Super Soul Sisters. My name is Jamila Oluka and you're watching us here live on UBC TV, Inspiring Uganda. It's such a beautiful day and I want first of all to thank all the viewers who keep watching Super Soul Sisters. I know you've been touched in one way or the other and I believe that when you watch this show, you'll not remain the same. I want to remind you that this show runs every Wednesday, 9 p.m. and I repeat on Friday, 11 a.m. And also you can get us on YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, still Super Soul Sisters for the updates. If you have for some reason missed any episode here, you can get a full episode on our YouTube channel, still Super Soul Sisters. Today, I have a lady all the way. You know, people say it's we people from the East are wise, and that's where the wise men came from. So today we have in studio Alaso, and Alaso has a very beautiful story. As I always tell you, when we bring these ladies here, every lady comes with a different story, and their stories touch and impact and inspire, and also it's fun because we get to know who is Alaso beyond the person you see right now. As she's seated here now, you can't know who Alaso is, but behind every smile there is triumph, there is growth, there is pain, there are challenges. So I'll welcome Alaso. Alaso, you're most welcome to Super Soul Sisters.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm glad to be here.
It's been a long wait.
Quite a long one, but finally we are here.
Yeah, I'm so grateful to have you on the show. And as we delve in the show, I just want to take you back.
Okay.
Explain to us, who is Alaso? Where is Alaso from? I just said you're from the East, but you know East is a bit wide and big, so we can't tell, even if you're from Teso, which part of Teso, where did you grow up from? Tell us a little bit of your childhood.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to be on the show. Thank you for hosting me. My name is Patience Alaso. I am an Itesot by tribe, and that is what it means to come from the East. But I'm from Kapelebyong. That is where my mom comes from, but I'm also from Mukura at the same time, Ngora district, from a small village called Pun. That's where my dad, late dad, comes from. So growing up as a child, I didn't really know where I would end up, but here I am today. So the Alaso you're talking to currently is an entrepreneurship mentor and coach. I work with Junior Achievement Uganda. I am also a leader. I am a public speaker with Toastmasters International. But above all, I advocate for the Sustainable Development Goals because I believe in sustainability. And me coming here is one way of me sharing a story that can transform and change lives. So dating back on how I grew up, I was born and raised in Kampala. I've been very rare when it comes to my home district. I would only go there once in a while, maybe for a holiday. You're done with exams and you want to go back home and just check on relatives, grandparents, some childhood friends. So for me, what I've known as home growing up has been Kampala, the streets of Kampala. So, yes.
Okay, now you said you grew up from Kampala and you used to, so you are the kids who used to go to the village and tantalize us. You know, I'm also from Teso.
Yes.
You would come say, oh, these are mangoes. They grow up in the tree. I know most kids who in Kampala could not see like mangoes. I personally thought when I was a child, when I was in Kampala, that there was a tree of chapati.
Oh.
Because I love chapati and beans. So every time I would tell my mom would say, but you know, there's no money. We're like, but there is a tree of chapati. So because coming from the village, I know everything you get from that tree. So when I transited to the city, I thought, how come chapati is so nice? It's like a mango, but it doesn't have a tree. So now, you were in Kampala. Which schools did you go to in Kampala, in your primary?
Okay, I think even before I talk about which schools I went to, I would love to say that growing up, our mom always instilled the Iteso culture within us. So we speak the language, we try to transact in different conversations through the same language. And for me, because we used to frequently be in the village, this wasn't new. We would go to the village, behave like all the village children. At one point, we took porridge with those leaves, okay? I was always very exciting to just dive deep. Akitonwe miebe, exactly. So for me, the culture is always exciting because that is where our roots are. But within Kampala, I would love to share my story, which is a story of tranquility and perseverance. So growing up in my primary, I went to St. Henry's Muyenga Primary School, and that is where I studied from my nursery to my P7. Before, I had gone to schools like Tara Primary School, but St. Henry's Muyenga is where I studied for all my lower primary. And from there, I went on to Kololo Senior Secondary School. That is where I studied my O and A level. Wow. So the entire time I was in Kololo, I had a chance of going to another school, but because of my aspirations of leadership, I knew that staying in this very school where I have been known would give me a much bigger standing. And so in my HSC, I decided to rally and contest for speakerhood. That is under UNSA, the Uganda National Student Association.
Yeah.
Yes, so I went on, I contested, and lo and behold, I became the speaker at Kololo Senior Secondary School.
Wow. You know, we've had a teacher from Kololo. It looks like, you know, I always pass there and I've never even entered inside the school, but I see the students there, and there's quite a lot, like so many people I've met who have said, I passed through Kololo lessons and you are somewhere. So it looks like there's a lot of installation of political aspirations, nurturing, and also mental growth.
Yes.
At Kololo.
Yes.
So when you finished Kololo, where did you go to? Because I know that when people are in secondary, that's when they develop these ambitions, and also you see by the time a child reaches senior 5, senior 6, you as a parent or as a lead or someone who has passed through that, you can have an idea of what they want to be. So by the time you left Kololo SS senior 6, where did you go to?
Kololo SS really did groom me, and I would like to highlight why that spirit is that way. We come from a background, by we I mean Kololians, of lack, of limitations, of unprivileged circumstances, and that is why you see most of our young people from Kololo SS have that endearing spirit, a spirit that doesn't give up. And for me, Kololo groomed me into what I later became or turned into. My leadership aspirations that began there continued with me in university.